Hey there, and welcome to another episode of PreWorkout Chat. Today is Sunday, May 12th, 2024. Let's get this in. So, in today's episode of PreWorkout Chat, I thought I would talk about supplements and talking about some possible additions to my supplements that I'm currently taking. So while we're doing this, let's whip up our Lord Farquaad of the Quad drink. So as you guys know, for my pre-workout drink, I like to add in some pre-workout. Also, by the way, the stuff that I show in this video today, these products, they do not endorse me, and I do not encourage you to use them. Find the products that work for you. Find the products that you like, made by manufacturers that you approve of. These are just the stuff that I, brought on a whim to try them out. So they're probably prone to change later on. Like, for example, this little pre-workout drink that I have right here. This one right here, I got that one at Walmart. I got another one that's in my cabinet from Jocko. So I like to put a little scoop of that up in there. Next, I like to add some electrolytes. This one that I'm using, I just got off of Amazon. It's all right. It's nothing special about it. I just want to, it really does help when it was really good for when I was fasting and, just doing that. Like to add a scoop of that up in there. And of course, some creatine. This is my first creatine that I decided to try. Jocko. Again, I ordered this off of Amazon. I only got this one because I like the Jocko protein powders. Because it's like very low in carbs. And so I'm doing like the carnivore thing. So I still wanted a protein powder, but I wanted something that was very low in carbs and stuff like that, just so I can keep up. Well, try to keep my carb allowance pretty down. So just give this a little shake. I cannot tell you how many times that this has been loose and I've, shaken up my drink and got it pretty much everywhere. So I also like to add a few cubes of ice to this thing. I like my pre-workout drink really cold. Also, just the camera. I will say another thing about, the pre-workout. Try mixing your pre-workout with a little bit of sparkling water. Try it. I've tried it once. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. And another thing that I like to take before my workout is I like to take some black maca with the ashwagandha. I got this off of Amazon. I was actually surprised by how effective this thing is. This is really good for your focus. It's really good for the focus. Also, these black maca and ashwagandha, they have other health properties. You can look it up on your own. They're also really good for your libido and stuff like that. So if you have any problems in that area, these also help with that apparently. So I like to take one before my workout. And I will say, before I started like taking these little supplements with the the black maca with the ashwagandha, my mind body connection really wasn't there. But taking it helps me focus so much that I'm able to really concentrate on my body parts when I'm doing the lifts, and that's how I'm able to be more self-aware of when I am messing up, or when I have like poor form, and it's just partially due to this little tablet. Beautiful. And that's why I call my drink the Lord Farquaad of the quad, because essentially my drink has like four elements to it. The supplement, the creatine, the electrolytes, and the pre-workout. So four things come together and it makes the quad. And that is how my pre-workout drink. Now, interesting thing, how I learned that the reason why I combine the electrolytes with the creatine is because there was actually this guy, and I had watched one of his videos, and he had some type of creatine where it had electrolytes in it as well. And he was talking about how the electrolytes work in tandem with the creatine, and it helps like get the creatine to where it needs to go. I don't know the science behind that. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a scientist. I'm not a health expert. I'm just an obese dude on the internet trying to figure out how to get in shape. So he said something interesting. Excuse me. He said something interesting, and I just ran with it. And that's why I have that with my drink. Speaking of supplements, another supplement that I like to take is a protein powder. I take 2 scoops of this a day. I got different flavors. Again, this is like one of the stuff that I ordered off of Amazon. I just went with this Jocko brand only because I watched shows like Tim Pool, and he talked about the Jocko milk, and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and give it a try. And it's pretty good. I mean, it only has like per scoop, it only has like 3 grams of carbs per scoop. So if you're trying to do like a keto diet or a carnivore diet, this fits in pretty good with it. Because when you're trying to do like a keto or a carnivore diet, you're supposed to only consume like, I think the maximum is like 50 grams of carbs if you're trying to stay in ketosis. So that's why I go with this protein powder, and I have a good supply of them because I like to have like different flavors. That helps bring a little bit of variety to my diet, and that's why I have a lot of it. Let's see. Another supplement that I like to take is a calcium, magnesium, and zinc. And this also has like a D2 as well. I only take one of these because I had came to understand, especially while I was experiencing the sciatica pain, I came to understand that if you take too much calcium, magnesium, or zinc and stuff like that, if you take too much of this stuff, it can create certain deficiencies in your body, which can lead to stuff like sciatica pain. So I only take one of these, and I'm mostly just taking this for that magnesium and zinc. I didn't really care about that calcium. So that magnesium and zinc is the primary reason why I take this, and that's only because it's very good for males' health. And zinc is like really good for the body. And of course, the fish oil. And I take fish oil because I think for the cardiovascular. So I'm thinking about like my cardiovascular health. And I hear stuff like fish oil is pretty good for that. I only take 2 of those. These are 2,400 milligrams per serving, and the serving size is 2. So that's how much fish oil I take. The only downside with fish oil is that you'll get like the little fish oil burps or something like that. I don't really like that. Now, because my skin is melanin, and also because I stay indoors most of the time, I tend to be very deficient in vitamin D. So I got these vitamin D3 supplements, and I like to take 2 of these. These are 25 mcg per serving, and the serving size is like 1 soft gel. So I take about 2 of these. And if you notice inside this zinc one, it already has like some vitamin D3 in there. But again, I'm only taking like 1/3 of the serving size. So I only take 1 of these, and I take 2 of these. And so that pretty much covers my vitamin D3 deficiency. And then finally, I like to take a multi-mineral, multivitamin. And, this also has like vitamin D in it, but it has like a different type of vitamin D. And it also has numerous other vitamins and minerals and stuff in there. And this just really just makes sure that everything is covered. And remember, I'm doing like more of a carnivore diet. So since I'm doing more of a carnivore diet, I'm not really consuming the organ meats as prescribed by a carnivore diet. So I have to make sure that I'm getting in all the vitamins and nutrients and stuff that I might be missing because I'm not eating the organ meat. Generally speaking, you should be able to get most of the vitamins and stuff from a carnivore diet, but there's going to be certain things that might get missed. It's the same thing if you went with a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet. There's going to be certain stuff that you're going to miss because you're only eating one type of food instead of rounding out your food choices. And I mean, here's the thing. I'm not telling you to do like a carnivore diet. I'm not telling you to do a vegan diet. I'm not telling you to do any of those fad diets or anything like that. Generally speaking, weight loss is a math problem. At the end of the day, it's about calories in versus calories out. So if you are trying to lose weight, all you need to do is ensure that you have a caloric deficit. And my diet ensures that I actually have a caloric deficit. I'm only consuming 2,000 calories per day. And for somebody like of my size and weight, I think to maintain myself, I think I need like, let me see. I had to go into my little fitness thing. But for somebody of my size and weight and age, I need to be consuming about 2,807 calories per day. And this is my basal metabolism rate. And the basal metabolism rate is basically if I was just laying in my bed all day doing nothing. And I feel like if you're going to do like any type of weight loss calculations and projection, you should go with your basal metabolism rate. You should go with whatever is going to basically give you the smallest number. Other metabolism rates are going to be a little bit higher because it's assuming that you're doing some type of activity. I don't consider, like sitting at my desk all day. I'll burn more calories than laying down and being restful because I'm constantly getting up. However, it ain't gonna be too much of a difference. Like, I use this to track it all, and the calorie adjustment that it does isn't really much. Sometimes it might be a difference between 500 to 1200 calories, I think will be like the difference sometimes when it comes to my metabolism rate. So it'll be like this 2800 plus like 1200 adjustment for the activities that I did. So that's how much I would need. So as long as I'm only consuming about 2,000 calories, that's already a 800 calorie difference. And if you just simply, let's see, there's about 3,600 calories in a pound. So if you divide that by 800, it'll be like basically, let's round that up to 5. So every 5 days, I would essentially lose a pound. So if I did absolutely nothing, if I just did normal day-to-day activities, like washing my clothes or going to work or cleaning the house, if I just did that and maintained a 2,000 calorie diet, no matter what diet I did, it could have been vegan, it could have been keto, it could have been carnivore, paleo, it could have been anything on the rainbow that your heart desires. As long as I'm only consuming 2,000 calories and I'm relatively active, I don't even have to exercise. It's guaranteed that I will lose at least 1 pound a week. All this other stuff that I do, like working out and doing cardio and stuff like that, all that's doing is just adding on like an extra 2 pounds of weight loss per week. So yeah. It's not really necessary to have to do that much work. As long as you're solving a math problem when it comes to your calories, you will lose weight regardless. Now, if you do extra stuff and you go outside that diet, because like I said, my BMR was 2,800 calories. So let's say I decided to have like a donut. You know, the calories in a donut ranges, but let's say a calorie in a donut is like 400. So if I had like 2 donuts, that's already those 800 calories that you're talking about. So if I was at work and, somebody brought in a lot of donuts, thank you, John, and I decided to eat 2 of those bad boys, bada boom, bada bang, even though I'm dieting, guess what? I just consumed those little 800 calories worth of donuts, and I now basically consumed enough calories to sustain my weight. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. You really don't notice how much you're consuming until you get something like a MyFitnessPal app, which, by the way, back in the day, MyFitnessPal app used to be the best. I absolutely love that app. But then at one point in time, they decided that they needed to make some money. And they started taking some of the cooler parts of it away. So, but anyway, you can still use most of its functions. It's just a little bit more annoying. But if you actually just logged in every morsel of food that you ate, and I'm talking about, you have to be like real honest with yourself, because when you're logging it in now, you're conscious of it. But if you just did a normal day, oh look, it's Monday and it was a stressful day at work. I had like 3 cups of coffee, and in each cup of coffee, I added like 3 tablespoons of sugar, and I added like 5 tablespoons of coffee creamer and stuff like that. It starts adding up really, really quick. And you'll tell yourself, I'm not eating a lot. But in reality, you are eating a lot, because how many calories was in those 3 cups of coffee? And it just sneaks up on you. Like little stuff like that, it sneaks up on you. That's why one of the biggest things when it comes to weight loss is to not consume soda, because the calories in soda, it sneaks up on you, because you don't notice it because you're drinking a liquid. But if you actually look at it, it'll be like, oh, a serving size is like 4 ounces of soda or 8 ounces of soda and something like that. And it'll say the calories in a serving size is like, I don't know, just throwing a number out there. Let's say let's say Dr. Pepper, one serving is 150 calories for 8 ounces. Well, if you done drank like almost 10 cups of Dr. Pepper because you got some big old mug or something, and I don't know. Let's use this candle thing. You got like this big old mug, and you don't know that this thing can actually hold like, I don't know, 16 ounces. Well, that's 2 cups, and so you just had like, I don't know, 5 of these. Well, you just drank over 1,000 calories in Dr. Pepper. So that's one thing to be considerate of. Oh yeah, and another supplement that I take, this B5P. This is supposed to be good for the blood. I watched this channel called FitX Fearless, and this was one of the things that he recommended, and it's supposed to be good for. It's supposed to like kind of, I guess, help when it comes to, I guess, I don't know. I forgot what he said this is supposed to be good for. I think this helps you downstairs or something like that. I think it helps with erection health or something like that. I don't know. And then it's also supposed to have some kind of health benefit when it comes to working out. I don't know. It's like it's basically like some type of like B12 complex or something like that. So those are what I'm taking right now. So let's get into the next phase of this pre-workout chat and talk about what I am planning on adding to my roster.
And I was going to explain the science behind Turkesterone, where we sourced it from, why it's so much better than everything else. And so if you're into the science of Turkesterone and why it works and so on, this is the video for you. If you haven't watched the previous video, I do suggest you watch it. If you have no cares given, no shits given about Turkesterone, then skip this video and go watch something else. Okay, and so first things first, Turkesterone, actual Turkesterone, it's very rare. It's very difficult to make. You may be thinking, why not just make it in a lab? Well, it has to be exposed to certain chemicals, to insects, to harsher environments. It has to be at altitude, and so it's very difficult to acquire actual Turkesterone. And so, for example, if I just plant in some Ajuga Turkesterina and I plant it into my room or in China or somewhere, it may in fact produce beta-ecdysteroids or 20-HE, various different ecdysteroids, but it won't produce Turkesterone, at least in the quantities that we're looking for. And so...
Okay. So, I got exposed to... I'm subscribed and I watch Coach Greg Doucet, and he talked about this Turkesterone, right? And essentially, this is something that is that's normally found in plants or insects, and it creates it's supposed to create this steroid-like effects. Now, there's been numerous studies on Turkesterone. In the earlier studies, it really didn't produce significant effects. At least it didn't produce anything that made companies want to pursue it. Then we get later on, and we're now like in like 2020 something. And then suddenly, like, this thing is kind of brought back to life, because basically, I think it's like a different type of machine was used. Like back in the day, they used like one type of machine to kind of monitor muscle growth, and that was very ineffective. And now they have like a different type of machine that can monitor it. And so it was like a minor study that came out, and they used turkesterone, and the machine actually showed some positive. The new machine that they used showed positive results. And so, what exactly is turkesterone? Is considered a let me see if I can pronounce this correct. Ecdysteroid. And again, if steroids for a human is anabolic, right? Ecdysteroid would be the steroid for plants and insects. So steroids in humans can help us grow and recover and become bigger over time. The ecdysteroid does the same thing for plants or insects. Now, because the molecule for ecdysteroid is pretty similar to that of the molecule for an actual steroid. Actual steroid has like an extra little branch that comes right there. This is suspected to be as anabolic as an actual steroid. Now, of course, something like turkesterone is not exactly like a steroid. From the information that I pulled online, from the videos that I saw, you could think of turkesterone as something that only has maybe a fifth or maybe like a sixth, or for some people, it may even be as much as a third of the effects of steroids, right? And that's only because there's not enough research on this. And like any type of herbs or anything like that you find in nature, people don't know if this is going to work for them. Matter of fact, this could have negative effects on some people. It could have no effects on some people, and like I said before, it could have great effects for some people. How does it work? So it's a I can't even pronounce that. It doesn't have potential. It's supposed to be anabolic and adaptogenic effects. And what all they're saying about that is that essentially is going to increase the protein synthesis in your muscle, is going to allow your muscles to regenerate faster, is going to make your muscles more absorbed. It's going to allow your muscles to absorb the materials that it needs so that it can rebuild itself. And overall, it's going to help you push your muscles further. So why am I considering taking something that's supposed to be similar to steroids? Am I worried about the side effects? From what I've seen online, there really is no side effects when it comes to turkesterone. I think Coach Greg said when he was using it, I guess it gave him like a little bit of anxiety, or it kind of messed with his sleep, and those are the only things that he kind of noticed when he was on turkesterone. I know another guy who did some videos where he was taking something similar to turkesterone. The supplement was supposed to have had turkesterone in it, but they really didn't. They just had other ecdysteroids in there. So this is like there's other similar chemicals that's similar to turkesterone. So they all have the same makeup. And so when he was taking the ecdysteroid, it basically made him. Now this guy, he was like less than 10% body fat, and he was essentially trying to grow his muscles, but at the same time, he was not trying to put on fat. He really wanted to stay under a 10% body fat. For him, when he was taking this, it made him hungry, and that's rightfully so, because he was doing more work. His muscles were being able to push further, and so he was not consuming enough materials for his muscles to recover and build themselves. So of course it made him hungrier. And so if you're not eating enough, Turkesterone, that's probably a side effect that you're going to get from taking something like Turkesterone. But all the other negative stuff, because you have to remember, this chemical is not exactly like testosterone. It's missing a chain, so you don't get all the negative effects that you would get from taking something like a testosterone. So why am I thinking about taking turkesterone? The reason why I'm thinking about taking turkesterone is because, as I stated in prior videos, one of the things that keep me working out is I'm chasing the pump. I'm kind of addicted to that feeling of the pump. Yesterday, I was trying out my new workout plan because, again, I was trying to just get to the point where I could recover within a 72 to 84 hour window, and that was the problem with my last program, is that I couldn't recover. However, with my last program, I got like the best pump that I ever got, and that's because I was doing so much volume. I was basically pushing my muscles towards failure. And I come to understand that I like working towards basically almost failure. And I like being able to do that excessive amount of volume, because that gives me like the best pump. But I can't recover fast enough. So when I did my last workout, it took me basically almost 5 days to recover, to like fully recover, where I had absolutely no soreness in my muscle. It took about 5 days to achieve that. And so that's not going to work in my program, especially since I want to hit my muscles multiple times a week. So, think about if you have like some type of addiction, right? Like if you smoke cigarettes, or you smoke weed, or you drink alcohol, or you take coffee. Think about how many times do you need to actually consume that, right? Just having one smoke a week is probably not going to be enough for you. Just drinking one can of beer is not going to really be enough for you. And it's the same thing with the pump. Is one time a week just really isn't enough for me. One time a week is really not enough for me. I need more. So I need something that's going to help me recover. And since I'm not really interested in taking steroids due to their side effects, if I could find something that can be as close to the steroid-like effects, then it's something that I'm willing to try. And so that's why I'm thinking about hitting up this Turk Builder Plus. This is supposed to have the turkesterone in it. As long as it's mostly turkesterone, I really don't care. They probably got some other type of what's that word? Ecdysteroids in there. They probably got some other ecdysteroids in there besides the turkesterone. Yeah, like these two right there. I'm pretty sure these are like different. Basically these three are the ecdysteroids that make up the Turk Builder Plus. So you say you got 15 milligrams of turkesterone. That's enough for me. I think that would be enough for me. Because I only plan on taking like one tablet. I don't plan on taking like 2 or 3. As you see, I already got a host of multiple supplements that's supposed to help my body in different ways. So I don't feel a need to have to probably, if I was to take this Turk Builder Plus, I don't feel like I would want to take more than one tablet. I could be wrong, but I think one tablet is enough for me. So I am going to go ahead and purchase this Turk Builder. I'm not purchasing it today. Whenever I'm trying to like purchase something, I like to first come to the conclusion that I am going to purchase it, and then I like to give myself like about 2 or 3 days to really mold that over and make sure that's something that I really want to do. And so, yeah, I'm going to give that about 3 days. So I'll probably order it Wednesday if I am 100% certain that that's what I want to do. Now, of course, I can end up buying it and I can end up finding out that it does nothing for me. That is a strong possibility. Again, it has the research is not that extensive, and that's only because before they couldn't really tell if it did anything. So that's a possibility. If it works, it works. If it don't work, it don't work. If it produces some type of side effect that I wasn't expecting, then I'll just stop taking it, and that's just how that's gonna go. It will make some interesting videos for my channel, and that's also another motivating factor. Is I look at it and it says, since there's like not enough people actually making videos of themselves taking Turk Builder Plus, which is supposed to have like the most Turkesterone actually in it. I think it would be an educational series that can help people, decide if that's something that they want to do. And also, you don't have like a lot of people who are obese like me taking stuff like that. So I think it would be an interesting experiment to see how this can help somebody who's obese with their program, or if somebody who's obese should not be taking this, right? Because if I take it, and let's say it makes me hungrier, and it makes me so hungry that I want to crash my diet, well, obviously I shouldn't be taking the Turk Builder Plus, because for somebody like me who has low willpower, who often get into these depressed states where I might overeat or something like that, because that's how I swallow my feelings, may come to find out that something like Turk Builder is not going to be good for somebody who's prone to that type of mental state. So I'm gonna be able to produce a lot of data, which I hope will be useful to anybody who watches my videos or reacts to them or something like that, so that they can show whether you should actually try something like Turkesterone or not. I really don't care about the stigmas about natty or not. I don't care about stuff like that. I just want something that's going to give me just a little bit of edge. I just need a little bit more recovery. And if I could recover faster, then that's awesome. That's all I'm looking for. I don't need to have the exact effects of steroids, I don't need to have, that crazy level, because again, I'm trying to lose weight. So I'm in a caloric deficit regardless. And a caloric deficit really isn't conducive of an environment for muscle building. But how I have my diet, I am consuming a sufficient amount of protein. Right now my diet is jacked up to 2,000 calories. And because with those 2,000 calories, I'm consuming well over like 100. I'm consuming about 100, and so I'm basically over 195 grams of protein. That should be plenty enough. That should be plenty enough protein to create an environment for my muscles to be able to repair themselves. If my body needs calories, it can switch to the ketones. Use that fat for energy. If it needs protein and it needs, minerals and stuff like that, I have all these different vitamins and stuff that provides any building blocks that the muscles might need to repair themselves. So that protein, all of those vitamins, that should be enough to give my muscles the material it needs to repair itself. I got all this fat on my body, so if my body needs energy, switch to the ketones. Just use the doggone ketones. Take the fat and use the fat. Don't use anything else. Just use the fat. Don't break my muscles down. Just use the fat. That's all I ask, body. That's all I ask. So yeah. Theoretically, I should be able to build the muscles while losing the fat. And you already saw in my chart, I greatly reduced the amount of work that I'm doing. So I'm only losing about 3 pounds a week now. So I'm not doing anything crazy. Actually, I feel pretty good today. I will say, yesterday's workout was okay. I got like a mild pump. I didn't get as good of a pump as I did last week, which was kind of disappointing. That's why I understand that I if I want to get that type of pump, I need to be doing more volume. And again, that just leads us back to Turkesterone, because I can't handle that much volume and recover within the period of time that I want to, unless I want to do a program where I only lift weights like once a week, like I'm doing like a Mike Mincer type of deal, where I'm basically working out like once a week or something like that. I don't know if I want that. I like being able to hit my body parts multiple times a week. And plus, also, it relaxes me. It helps with the stress and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's why I'm heavily considering the Turkesterone. Anyway, today we will be doing a leg workout, and we will be doing a core workout. I'm not a big fan of doing leg workouts. You know, I think me and all dudes, we want to be the living embodiment of a pizza. You know, we want to be big up here and just tiny, just going down to our legs. You know, we're just going to be like a triangle. You know what I'm saying? Where we're like buff up here, and then we're just like teeny little calves down here. Like, that's I guess that's what we really want to be, because who likes doing legs? I don't like doing legs. Another thing that I'm kind of concerned about for today's workout is basically broken up into two parts. So we got the core, which is going to be involving the let's bust out the sheet. So today's workout, so we're doing these sumo squats, 3-way calf press, the hip abductor and the hip abductor. And that's essentially just me pulling the leg out, pushing the leg in. You'll see when I upload the video. I'm not too sure about those. I got like this attachment that I can use on my machine, so I'm not sure if that's actually going to give me what I want. But the reason why I'm doing that is this is the hip abductor work. You could consider that some mobility work, and it's just going to help strengthen that area of my body, because I'm just thinking back to the sciatica pain. And I'm also thinking to some of the flaws that I have when it came to me doing stuff like deadlifts or squats, or even something like doing like a shoulder press. I noticed that I kind of twist, and I twist like this, and this ends up hurting the right side of my body. And so that's why I want to get some stability and mobility work in there, and that's why I got those hip abductors in there. And then after that, the next set of workout, and this is really what I'm concerned about, is the core, right? The deadlift, you know, I'm still got some PTSD from that sciatica pain. So the deadlift is a little bit concerning to me. And then also working on my ab work. Now, I got a big old belly, right? And I don't see like a lot of obese programs where the person does like a lot of crunches and stuff like that. And the reason why is because, and I've done it because I've done like some ab work before, and I would get like cramps and stuff. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned. I'm just a little bit concerned. What might end up happening is I might end up having to take away the ab work, and it'll only be temporarily, because I basically would have to get down to a lower weight where I could do the ab work. So we will see how I feel. If I start getting cramps, I'm just going to automatically stop that. And what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably just take this deadlift and just add it back to the normal leg workout. And I'll just probably just replace this with a cardio session. So we'll see how that feels today when I do the upload. But yeah, I don't really want to do the lower body workout. I'm not a big fan of that. And another thing is, on my weekends, I really don't like to do anything at all. Like, I like to just do my chores and, get any of that stuff out the way, like meal prepping. Right now I had meal prep my chicken that I use for my salads. I had that made this week. That's the stuff that I like to do on the weekend because I like to just basically sleep in. I like to, relax because what I'm doing is I'm just getting ready for the work week. So I like to try to decompress as much as possible before I, got to go to work on Monday. And so I really don't like doing much on the weekend, but I will say I do enjoy the amount of time that I have to work out on the weekend. Like, I'm able to, take my time and record these videos. I'm able to take my time and do the workout, and it's fantastic. I greatly enjoy it. And so, it is what it is. But typically what ends up happening is I end up starting the day so late that I don't even start working out until like later in the afternoon. Like I didn't even do my morning workout yet. So right now it's like 5:37 for me. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up and then get to it. So look forward to my workout and we'll see how that goes. I'm not 100% positive about it only because I kind of already know the results that's going to happen from this. It's like this right here. And this. I don't think this is too bad, but leg lift and that crunch. Like I said, I've done workouts before. I got on weight loss plans before. Remember, I actually used to be, if you go to my goals, right? Let me share the screen. So if you go to my goals, you'll know, at one point I was at 375, right? This was back when I was doing some trucking. You know what I'm saying? So I've worked out before, and I remember trying to do some ab work when I was at this weight. Whoo-wee! Talk about mistakes. Mistakes were made that day. Mistakes were made that day. What the hell was I doing? When I say cramp, you just don't understand. I had got a cramp so bad that I literally just stopped the workout and I just went home. That's how. Luckily, I had did most of my workout that day, but I had cramps so bad. That's also another reason why I take a lot of supplements. Is I just like to make sure that I have enough potassium, that I have enough magnesium and all that stuff in me, because I just want to avoid cramping. It was that bad. Anyway, we will see. I like to also, remind people that, this fitness journey is a dynamic journey. Think of it as an experiment. Nothing is static. Everything will change. I will always change my programs to fit my need. Everything that I do when it comes to this fitness journey, I do it for myself. I don't do this for other people. I share with you guys what I'm doing in an attempt to help you guys create your own plans, and so that you can, get to where you want to be. And it's really just me paying back the community. I learned so much over the years watching these fitness YouTubers. You already see, I've mentioned Coach Greg before. I've seen guys like Obese to Beast. That dude is awesome. Beast Mode Jones. I've watched so many people. Jason Baja, Ice Cream Fitness, the Hodge twins. I've watched so many people, Scooby. There's so many people that I've watched. And, those people, they've educated me. Renaissance Fitness, Jeff Nippert. These guys, I've watched them. And everything that I know about fitness, everything that I know about creating like workout plans, I learned from these guys. And I just want to be able to kind of pay them back by creating like these informative videos so that others can be able to learn and grow from it. I understand that, I'm not going to be some big YouTuber person. I do have my own job that I work 9 to 5. This is more of a hobby for me. And so I'm just trying to pay back the community, the fitness community, because the fitness community is what's helping push me to where I need to be. And, it's like I'm truly thankful. And so if I can help somebody else out, if I can help somebody not make a mistake, if I can show people that, there really is no excuse, you can do this, I think that's fantastic. And I think it's worth it. And also, like I said, this YouTube stuff is like a hobby for me. Excuse me. I enjoy learning how to make videos and stuff like that. I enjoy trying to figure out how to improve the quality of the videos and stuff like that. It just gives me something to do. But yeah, just keep in mind, like my videos, they're not like monetized or anything like that. But what I do because I want to. And so, that's all there is to it, Anyway, it's time to do the leg workout. Yay, leg workout. Yay. Anyway, this has been another episode of PreWorkout Chat. And remember, stay on the path.